What's going on, world? It's your man Khazmo, man. This week I got something exclusive for y'all. My man Oran Tailor, man. We finna get into it. Got his new project coming out, but it's finna go down on Mojo with Khazmo. Check me out.
We on?
Come on, man. Hey. Yeah, this week, like I said, we got something special. Introducing my man Oran Tailor. Shout out to Tailor Vision Graphics and Media. Man, this man right here.
What's going on, Oran Tailor, man? Got this new project coming out called FYR. Fxck Your Religion is a time period of my life where I felt like Fxck religion. Totally. You know, all across the board, whether you were a pastor of a church or just somebody on the street telling me that you felt God and you tell me that I just didn't want to hear it.
Which one of your tracks do you feel like describes more like in depth the concept, like boom, raw, this is it right here, this is exactly what this all is about, like summed up in that moment? I know it's a lot of tracks, it's been a long time, you know, a long time coming in the making of this album.
For sure.
It's been a long time coming, but which one do you feel like kind of pretty much will help the fans and new listeners, you know, help that hit home base for them, what FYR is about?
Which track?
Yeah.
Well, it's an A and it's a B side of the project. So let's get into it. It's an A and a B side. The A side, you know, I would say closer to the end of the project is where you're gonna get kind of. I mean, I believe you're gonna get it on each track, but it's really hard to lay it just on one track. It's a body of art, so it's really hard to just say this track you get it or this track you get it. I suggest people, if you're gonna listen to it as a whole body of art. Listen to A, then listen to B. Don't listen to B, then listen to A. No, take it in, but everybody gonna take it different. I don't have this one track where I can say that they gonna get it on this track. I hope they take it as a whole and consume it as a whole and digest it as a whole and then get it. But I don't have just one track.
Okay.
But I do have some favorite tracks. One track.
What's that one? Your favorite one?
Man, my favorite one, man. I got Progression. Progression is my favorite one, man.
Why is that your favorite track?
Because Progression is, I feel like I was progressing at a time where doing my progression I was being, you know, I came underneath a lot of judgment doing my progression. You know, people gotta understand, man, you know, process, you know, that whole process, it can be slow, it can be quick, but whatever it is, man, you got to give it time, you know, and let people grow, man, in their own speed, at their own speed, in their own time, in their own lane. So progression, just me just getting everything off my chest. Like I feel like, hey, I'm getting there. I ain't there yet, but I'm getting there. You
making that progress.
Yeah, just back up off and let me progress, man.
Yeah.
It's progression. You know, so that's one of my, that's on
How do you feel about people trying to box you in and limiting what you're doing, saying, oh, you can't say this, you can't talk about that? What kind of gospel is that where you gonna talk about moving this across there, you know, and doing this to make it to the next day to get the next meal? Like, how do you feel about them people that will scrutinize what you got going on, man?
Oh man, you know, pray for them, man. You hear what I'm saying, baby? I'm gonna do what I feel my purpose is, what I'm here for, man. I was told, man, it's two most important days on this earth: the day you was born and the day you find out why. You dig? I had to find out why I was born, man. I found out my purpose, man. You dig? And I feel like I'm walking in my purpose, man. I never wanted to be a preacher. My mother, man, I had family members, everybody from my grandmother's, like, been in this phase and been, you know, I used to have to get dragged to church. I had to go to church, man, and ask my mom, can I sit somewhere else, you know, with the other kids or something? She said, yeah, man, me and my partner used to leave church. We go down Bradley's, go get some burgers. We around the corner, we in the neighborhood, we need in service. We know service in at once, so we got to get back. I was never into it, man. It just never caught me as a youth, man. So when I into my own relationship, you know, it grabbed me, man. I was so filled with zeal. I wanted to share with my partners and everything. So that's how I even got into doing music about my faith, because I wanted to share the message that I have now learned and received with my partners in the way that they would receive it. Instead of me just sitting here talking their ear off, I pop the CD and they'll listen to it.
It's something you bob your head to and learn something from if you actually listen to it. Now, it's so in depth, man. you was telling me you got like a side A and side B. What's like the comparison between the two, the compare and contrast? Like, how do certain tracks end up on side A versus side B, you know?
Man, side A and side B came because I had two covers, right? I did one cover first, and I loved it, and I thought it was dope. But then people really wasn't getting it. They was like, I like it, I don't know, I don't get it. It's like, man, I think it's dope, it's artistic, you know. I loved it. But then also I said, I understand that everybody wasn't getting it. So, good friend of mine, also my business partner, man. Shout out, man, my man Ray, man. He took a picture of me while I was in the studio, and I said, man, that's a dope picture. Sent it to my other partner, man, my boy Jay Class, man. Shout out Hashtag Clothing too, man. They from St. Louis doing anything big. He a graphic designer, man. He took the picture, he flipped it a little bit, man. Shot it back to me, and it's like, man, that was dope. Shout out to a few people, they liked it. So I ended up being stuck with two covers. So when I got two covers, I done recorded over 50, 60 songs.
Whoa.
So it's already trying to narrow this down to 15
That's
songs.
a whole catalog, boy.
Yeah, man, we work, man, we work. I got stuck with two covers, man. I got stuck with two covers.
Right.
I had a gang of, you know, material, so it's like, why not just break it down, you know, because I wanted people to be able to really get it. I want people to really, really get it. I understand everybody's not gonna get it, it's not for everybody, but I want to try my best to help you get it. So I figure a side A and a side B. A side A is going to be, you know, pretty much a particular context. Side B is going to be similar but very different and the same.
That's what we want to know. How is it going to be different? What's the contrast? What's that looking like? Is it like one is more like religious and then the other one is more personal, or?
I would say something like that. I would say yes, but not even religious, because we're effing, we're getting rid of the religion. The first one, side, you know, A and side B, I would say one is more personal. I talk more about my personal life, how I grew up, you know, without having a, you know, father figure around, different things I got into as a youth, involved in different street activities and, you know, things like that. Almost not graduating high school. You know, I talked about things like that, man, and my mother and everything, my family. So it is more personal. I was engaged to be married. I talk about my engagement. I caught up, I have a daughter now. I talk about that more on one than the other. It's more just like, okay, after all these things that happened to me in my life, and things and different experiences that I went through, you know, how do I still move forward? You know, who am I and what am I here for and what am I here to do, and will I still do it in spite of what's going on around me, in spite of what I see, in spite of what I hear, you know, will I still, you know, fulfill my purpose for all these deserve? So that's what others say.
Okay, because I'm thinking like, is it something more like sinister, I want to say, like that made you feel like more rebellious? Because the title is, you know, it's outlandish, it's rebellious. You know,
I feel like I put a lot of time, a lot of work into it. So, you know, it's a project, man. It's art, you know. It's me in my purest creative form, man. Just being me, telling my story the best way I can, you know. And that's what it is, man. So it's a project, man. It's tape, mixtape, album, you know. It's art, man. It's art.
Okay. And now we got the F down part. We got the F part down. Now, religion. Cause I know in the past, you know, cause I'm a fan. I've been listening since folks was calling you Fever.
I appreciate that.
You know,
I appreciate that.
I've been listening. You know, and then it's just like over the years through me listening, content is getting a little more potent. You know, getting a little bit more direction going on with it.
For sure, you gotta grow, man. You gotta grow. As years progress, you know, life, you know, I'm 24 right now, but, you know, I had big homies that always taught us at the young age to be young OGs, a few of my other partners, so I feel like at 24 I done seen a lot, been through a lot, not been through everything, I've seen everything, but I've experienced enough to, I've been able to grow, you know, over you know, my short time on this earth, you know, so
that's what's
the
up.
music should grow as well.
That's what's up. I remember last mixtape or maybe 2 mixtapes ago, you know, what was the title of that mixtape?
Well, my last official project was Tunnel Vision. I dropped that in 2011. You know, that was my first project going through my transition, you know, being more faith oriented, you know, being more vocal about my faith and my belief in Jesus Christ. You know, I am believing of Christ Jesus. I'm quote unquote a Christian. So yeah, man, that was the transition. Television was a very special and important project to me. And yeah, man, that was the last one.
So how you feel about people, like what they got to say about you can't say this or you shouldn't be able to say this if you represent God?
Tell them like my man Kanye told Sway. You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. Like that. No, I'm playing. I'm not you. I'm talking about just the people in particular, man. When people try to box me in, I've been boxed in, man. I've been limited with me making the transition, doing tunnel vision, man. I did create a small fan base, a few people who did definitely support me, and I definitely appreciate all the support. But with doing that, man, when you talk about faith, man, people can see you one way, one side, you know, just and man, it puts you in a tight place, man, a place where your humanity can't survive because you're still human at the end of the day. So I've been religious. So religious is more of a self-righteous thing, man, self-righteous mindset. You know, I've been guilty of that myself. So I had to F my own religion before I told somebody to F theirs. You know? So I got past that, man. At this point, man, it's just I'm an artist, man. I want to create good music, you know, dope material, man, and just something that's going to impact my generation. I'm speaking for my generation. I got to a point where I got tired of older generation speaking for a younger generation that they're not a part of. You know, they don't understand it because they're not a part of it.
Tell them again. Hold up, get a little louder. Tell them that again.
Just, you know, got tired. I got tired of an older generation speaking for a younger generation that they're not a part of, you know. I'm in this generation, I'm from this generation, I understand the mind frame, I understand where we at and where we want to go, you know, but it's a certain way we got to do it, it's strategy, method, nothing happens overnight, you know. We didn't get to where we are right now overnight, you know, so I'm just speaking for my generation and how we feel about this religion, how we feel about self-righteousness, how we feel about, you know, the way you come at us. It ain't what you saying, but it's how you saying it. It ain't what you doing, but it's how you doing it, you know, so I'm doing it in a way where I feel like my peers and people amongst, you know, my generation are feeling and still get the message. Same vision, just different methods, different strategy, man. Anything you're doing, you gotta have strategy. You gotta have a method in order to be effective. So.
All right, man. Well, it was good talking to you, man. I'm glad that people got a chance to know what to expect from this man with FYR. Once again, what FYR stand for?
Man, forgive, forget, and forbid, but it also means what it sounds like too.
You know, for you critics. But I just want to thank you for having me. Thank you for appearing on this one.
You know, being interested in my artistic view of society.
Yeah, always, man. Go ahead and tell them where they can find you or give them links and stuff so y'all can go find this, man.
Oh yeah, man, you can check me out on Instagram, man, Oran Tailor, Twitter, Oran Tailor, YouTube, Oran Tailor, just Google Oran Tailor. It's all Oran Tailor. That's OranTailor.
Yeah, you already know who I am. And thank you once again for tuning in to the Mojo Show. We see y'all next week.
I am Art, man. We looking forward to that, man. With your I am Art shirts, man. You're Art, I'm Art, we are. Creative coaches, culture creator. Just be you. Nobody can create that.
I lost my brother forever, that's what I'm living. Righteous homicide.